sure. And so
Here, arm twist it now.
the assistant director, Roland Keller, who is also himself a former wrestler. He's going to hate me because I don't actually remember what his gimmick was. He didn't tell me.
TJ Cannon, he was one half of the best around.
Okay, so here's the thing. I asked John, and John Trotsky has horrible concussion syndrome. I lost track after my 5th concussion from high school, and so between the two of us, having a memory for certain things is not great. But so he remembered to some degree, and so anyway, so Roland was like, "Hey man, I was going to be doing this role, but if I can stay behind the camera and help out, you'd be a great help out to me, man." I was like, "Absolutely, man. Anything, as soon as I got on set, I was like, anything you guys need, I'll be your Huckleberry." And I was like, and from there, it became, I was kind of the main speaking role on the trailer. So we get these zoom in shots as I'm describing the tale of these murders that happened in this coal town and these mines, and who escaped and this so on and so forth. And after we get through all these shots of filming and whatnot, and I did not expect it to be as heavily involved in that day as I was. And next thing I know is like, hey, we're putting together an Indiegogo to get this thing off the ground, and then a little bit later we're past 25,000 in support, and we're pushing goals here and there, and like we're making a movie. So I was just really honored to just kind of be thrown that bone by my friend. I didn't even say his name. Brandon Leapart was my alum friend who said, hey, he was helping. He was one of the crew guys saying, hey, I have a fellow actor who can help out, and I was just I was honored to get picked to help out, and here we are.
So tell us about what comes next. I mean, this is going to be a process. It's not like tomorrow we're going to be turning it on. How long do you anticipate the production is going to be?
This is my first time, man. I don't. I understand the lengths to which filming goes for certain things. Having trained under John and his whole descriptions of the process of training Mickey Rourke for The Wrestler, and then filming those things with Darren Aronofsky, and then him being on the set for stunt doubling Jonah Hill for Wolf of Wall Street, and those are Hollywood films, and those take so much time to do these things, and I can only draw comparisons as far as the pre-film rehearsals I'd imagine will occur, and then the shot days, who's going to be there for what days, and I've seen members of the cast being, hey, welcome this person who's going to be in the show, in the film and whatnot. I don't have the full breakdown of much, and so I'm not saying I'm in the dark. I'm anticipating a well put together process that's right now being meticulously looked at because to accommodate all the multiple different people that are going to be involved in this project. That I can only imagine. I don't know how long the film is going to be. I just I can only clutch my seat with anticipation as we move forward in the process, and be ready to adapt my crazy schedule to that.
Now, I do know that so far, My Bloody Valentine, Valentine Bluffs, which is a My Bloody Valentine fan film, is currently up on Indiegogo.
Yes.
Their campaign goal of $20,000 was surpassed, currently sitting at $26,340. So you can still find it if you look up Valentine Bluffs on Indiegogo. That's Indie Go.com. You can check that out if you are interested, because you can also get great perks, which include just getting a copy of the movie, so you can later watch it when it is released. I had an opportunity to talk with Roland this past weekend, and he's very excited about moving forward with this project. If you had one thing that you're looking forward to the most in the upcoming production, what would it be?
God, now I'm trying not to. From what I do know, I don't want to do some spoilers.
I mean, if you want to.
No. I know I'm the thespian, but I do not draw back the curtain.
Unlike John Cena, who goes, "See a fourth wall." Okay.
There's a wall. I just it's gonna get to work with my buddy Brandon again, getting to work with Roland. Tom, the director, him being on his feet and healthy and everything, because he got COVID-19 in December, I believe, and he was in the hospital, and it was a very serious case for him, and we were all really worried. And so seeing him recover and everything, and I talked with him the other week about kind of moving forward and everything, and I was just really glad to see he was okay. So I'm definitely probably the biggest thing is everyone being healthy and ready to put this together is probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to.
And I'm so far surprised that Phil has not found a way to Eddie Lane his way onto this project.
Oh, I already have, but we're not going to talk about that yet.
Oh no! I'm not. Sidebar, real quick, is like for many moons, somehow or another, when interviews would take place on Beyond Ringside, I would casually just look. If you ever need somebody to do commentary, ever needed somebody to fill in as ring announcer, here's my number. Give me a call, and lo and behold, I ended up on the damn show. And so, therefore, the cast has come up with, or previous incarnations of the cast came up with the fact that my name as Eddie Lane is not just a noun, but it's a verb. He found a way to Eddie Lane his way onto a show.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
So that's why I said Phil managed to Eddie Lane his way into a project.
As my one trainer, Cowboy Billy Walker, will say, who you know gets you there, what you know keeps you there.
Exactly. And, of course, how quickly you pay the bar tab to at the post party.
Facts.
Yeah, right.
Facts.
Hey, next round's on me. What y'all drinking? Johnny Walker Black? No, put that crap back. Who's drinking the Jack Daniel's Sinatra edition? No, you're not tonight. If you've ever heard of that, if you're a Jack Daniel's fan, you'll love the Sinatra edition. Very smooth. Love it. I'm really looking forward to this because it's the way that I'm looking at, of course, the fact that this is going to be a fan film project, which means that you have in your mind a lot more latitude to work with, because you can not only you can stay true to the mission of the original project, but you can also add in different flares to where, I don't know, between the three of us, how many times we've watched a movie or we've watched a trilogy and we've thought, how could they possibly have overlooked this? Or would this have not worked in this position? Could they have not taken this character in this direction as well as in the direction where the public eye saw them going? And it's like, that's what I love about this, because there's always a little bit more room for imagination and innovation, as I like to call it. Because
how can the miner kill someone in a new and fantastical way?
Yes.
Or it's like, can you add a different little flair to something? And it's like, once again, it's like one of my favorites of all time. Of course, I'm 55, Halloween 1. And it's like, I watch this movie still to this day and go, they could have done this, this, and this. But that's only because, once again, I could use the old Bobby Heenan line about don't let your mind wander. It's too small to go out by itself. But when it comes to something like this, I actually do let my mind wander. And the same thing for music, same thing for televisions, same thing, especially for movies. It's like they miss something. And then you go back and you see the director's cut. Case point, one of my favorite feel-goods is a little thing called That Thing You Do. Tom Hanks, Tom Everett Scott, Steve Zahn. It was the period piece about the 50s one-hit wonder band called The Wonders. And the song was the name of the movie, That Thing You Do. Well, the standard cinematic release was cute. And once again, feel-good movie, fun, bebop, all the way across the board. It had its highs, had its lows. Been a fan of that one from day one. Then I saw the director's cut. I'm going, they're hitting all this stuff that I was thinking they should have done or they could have done. That's why I was like, okay, I know y'all are probably going to do that director's cut thing too. Hello, Zack Snyder, how you been? Notice how that one move has actually started to make that more of a thing all over again.
Even on the trailer we filmed, or the trailer that was put out, that was so that had scenes that I wasn't a part of and they had filmed separately. But thinking of all the stuff that we had filmed on set the day I was there, hardly any of that was actually in the trailer. So I'm chomping at the bit just as much as you are, thinking now about, it's like, well, we'll see what gets left on the cutting room floor, because like I love Lord of the Rings, and you know how much longer those movies are. When Peter Jackson lets loose the reins. So I mean, yeah, I'm really curious to see what things. Oh, and also one of the thoughts I had about getting excited for just the general production is I'm curious to see how the murders are going to be kind of executed, as it were.
There you go.
But definitely with the background I have at the Sanctuary is what I want to see these stunt fights, man. I mean, let me see what we got on set, because the classic bit is the you have combat in theater, so stage combat. You have combat in film, and then you have pro wrestling combat. These three things are both similar and vastly different in its forms of contact and safety protocols, because you're not making contact as like nearly as much on a movie set.
Right.
I now have some experience of that because I almost had to drive into Queens 3 times this month. Only had to do it twice. One of them was through John's friend Shane Black, Showtime Shane Black. Thanks for the getting us connected with this. I don't remember the name of the show, but we filmed a bit about this vampire who walks into a gym in Queens, and Trotsky gets killed, and we all get beat up, and there was some contact in that, but you have the shots of, you're not, like, if you're the camera, it's the classic bit, the punch isn't coming anywhere near your face, right, but you're still making the reaction. Pro wrestling, you're getting tagged, like in some capacity, you're getting a little bit of a knuckle. Now, if a dude's throwing taters, then, well, we're gonna have a little discussion.
Oh man. Kind of reminds me of one of my favorite John Cleese sound bites. This calls for immediate discussion.
And now for something completely different.
There you go. Or as I was looking over your bio, I was within a hair's breadth of leading off with, I would like, if I may.
That was, I loved every second of that production of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or the Rocky Horror Show, because it was originally the stage show, and that's what we did at Bloomsburg. We had with our Rocky's birthing machine was a 8-foot tall fabric vagina in between two giant column penises that when Frankenfurter arrived, they erected themselves. And he came in on a golden staircase, and thing here, stage thing, we were wondering, like, how's Eddie gonna come onto the stage, because we know Meatloaf has that great thing of riding in on the bike and everything, and I love Meatloaf, just love Meatloaf. And it was destiny, because as I'm driving home one day after class, I drive past a dumpster, and dumpster diving is illegal in Pennsylvania, and I see handlebars. I'm like, no.
Uh-oh.
I get out of my car, and there is a mini chopper. You know those mini bikes they have? This was a mini chopper.
Oh.
I stuffed it in my car as best it would fit, drove home, tuned it up to make it look good, made it roll, and I rolled that thing out on stage on a mini chopper and then kicked into hot